Today's video is a little bit different. I'm going to show some progressions from not being able to crawl all the way up to crawling in a balanced context. And this is going to kind of be cool because you can look at this video if there's ever crawling that I put into a video and you feel like it's either too easy or too hard. You can come back and look at this video and take a step forward or back. So hope you find it useful. Okay, step one. So on your hands and knees, even pressure between your hands and your knees, side to side and front and back. And start by just lifting one hand at a time, and then you're going to lift one hand and one knee at a time, but make sure to lift the opposite side hand and knee. You're trying to control your torso, a little bit of tension, and the more you reach your hands out and move them around, the harder that control is. So step two is to move across the body, left hand, right knee, and do a hand knee crawl. So just nice and smooth, making sure you have that pattern across your body. Step three is the same as step one, except you're on your hands and feet. So knees come off the ground, and you're just trying to control, make your belly, make your hips not sway around. And then when you get that, you can start crawling on your hands and feet. So knees are off the ground, but just a little bit off the ground so that your back's still parallel with the ground. So remember, we're using this to crawl under something. You don't want your hips up too high. So yeah, you can go forward and back as long as you're doing the across the body pattern here. And try to keep it nice and smooth. Alright, so now I've got the old Chuck Taylor on the back of my hips. So that just gives a cue for whether my hips are going side to side too much. You want to have some control over your hips. You don't want them swaying side to side, because next you're going to draw a line or use a line in the ground or imagine a line. And now your hands and your feet are going to be balanced on that line. Still moving across the body. Left hand, right leg, vice versa. And you're definitely going to need to have a little bit more control over your hips, so a little bit more tension. But that's okay, keep you on that line. And then if that's going well, then you can jump right up onto something that you're actually balancing on. See, I reach out a little bit farther with my hands, so I'm pushing back with my hands and pushing forward with my feet a little bit more. Just cheats a little bit of tension, keeps my hips from going side to side. That gives you some progressions to think about as you're crawling. It's not every possible drill, every possible progression that you can do. It's definitely not crawling in every context, but if you want to go straight from not crawling to crawling on a balanced surface, those are some really important steps that you want to make sure to hit. So if you're having trouble with any part, go back one step, make sure you've mastered that before going to the next. If you're crawling along and everything seems too easy and you want a new challenge, then take it a step forward.